continue. Who's next? Davey, Mateo.
Yes, I have a PowerPoint, teacher.
There you go, Mateo.
Mm,
Whenever you're ready, Mateo.
mm, Please.
You're gonna present your project now,
Yes, yes,
right?
yes. Okay, but could you open my PowerPoint, please?
You cannot do it there.
I have to share my screen.
Yes, I have to. You have to do.
Really? Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to make a presentation about a different story of the indigenous communities in Peru. I want to focus on the languages, but I'm going to talk in general too. It's probable that you have heard or you have seen speeches like we must not discriminate people only for their language, or we must not treat them as they were lower. Because for indigenous, his language is knowledge, is history, is culture. Okay? For indigenous, his language is something important for his identity. Even the ONU and the Ministry of Culture are looking for how could they promote, protect, and strengthen the indigenous languages, because they are in risk to disappear for the racism and marginalization. But there is another, a different story that we don't talk about. It's why it's necessary for the indigenous communities to learn to speak Spanish and come to the city. Okay. For example, like 40 years ago, there were massive migration of people who came to the city looking for jobs. For example, Quechua communities wanted to learn to speak Spanish for more opportunities. And it was not because they didn't want their culture, it was because it was necessary. Because there weren't Quechua universities, for example, or there weren't Quechua hospitals. Okay. Currently, according to the last national census of 2017, this is the population of these communities. Communities like Quechua, Aymara, Ashaninka, Bora, or Shipibo. Okay. You can check the information on the official website of the INE. You can also check it in the official page of the Ministry of Culture. Okay. And these communities are the most famous, okay, and they are improving their quality of life. But what happened with these communities? What happened with these languages? For example, Yanesha, Iquitu, Nahua, or Uro, okay? And even maybe you didn't know about their existence. Okay, there are like 50 languages in Peru, okay, in general. There are like 55 indigenous communities in Peru, and 51 of these communities are in the Amazon. The official website of the Ministry of Development and Social Inclusion says that their purpose is to improve the quality of life of the vulnerable and poor population. And it's good, but I'm talking about the situation of the vulnerable and poor population without electric energy, without clean water or drainage. But worse, because they can't communicate. They don't have basic services like education, health, or justice. Okay, they are totally excluded. And finally, in this pandemic, according to the Pan-National Ecclesial Red, there is only one intensive care unit or UCI bed for each 60,000 people. Okay, it's the situation that they are in this moment. It's really horrible. Okay. I think that all the indigenous people must be included in the city, because in their original communities they don't have development opportunities. I'm not saying that cultures are bad. What I'm trying to say is that the reality is that they are so excluded from the government. And the reason of why are the indigenous languages disappearing, it's not for the discrimination like some people say. It's because in their original communities they don't have development opportunities. And that's all. Thank you very much.